Welcome back to our series of 200 ultra hard PMP practice questions. I'm Andrew, and I am the author of the world's best-selling study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified, and the creator of the world's best-selling Udemy prep course for this, with over 350,000 enrollments, and I've helped over 500,000 students pass this exam. Let's get started. Now, this is going to be questions 71 to 80. This is really going to test that critical mindset that you must have. If you don't know the mindset or you've never learned it, check the links below for all my courseware that teaches you that mindset. Let's get into it. Again, this is going to be, by the way, questions 71 to 80. All right, let's get started. A project manager is preparing for a quality audit of a new software development project. The audit team needs to ensure the project's quality management system aligns with the organizational standards and identify areas for improvement. What is the most cost-effective course of action for the project manager to take after the quality audit? So after the audit's done. Provide the team with all documents and requests to review. Okay. Prepare the team to answer any questions from the audit. Collaborate with the team to understand their findings and develop corrective actions. Focus on presenting the success of the project to highlight the team's performance. Now, you had to read this question carefully to ensure it says after the audit. Best answer here is going to be C. First of all, providing the team with all project documents is something you'll probably do during the audit. Preparing the team to answer any questions is something you should do before the audit. Collaborate with the team and understand their findings. Yes, this is something you're going to do after the audit. Focus on presenting the success of the project to highlight the team's performance. This is something you're going to probably do after the project is done, not during the audit. So read this one carefully if you didn't get it correct. 72. During the execution phase of a manufacturing project, an internal audit team reveals several non-conformances in the production process. The audit team has identified these issues as potential risks to the success. What should the project manager do to these non-conformances? Immediately halt the production process until all conformances are resolved. Okay. Develop and implement corrective actions to address these conformances identified by the team. Okay. Dismiss the non-conformances minor issues and continue. Okay. Inform the sponsor about these confirmed request additional resources. Now, this here is not asking you what to do first. This is telling you to solve the problem. If you get that part of notice, not what should you do next or what should you do first. It's literally asking you, how are you going to fix this? There's a couple of things you shouldn't be doing. Best answer here is going to be to fix the problem, right? Develop and come up with corrective actions to fix these non-conformances. Never stop your project like that. Never just halt a project like that, especially for something that is going to be as potential risks, right? You want to evaluate it. You want to come up with responses to it. Just don't halt a project like that. The only time you may halt a project is when safety issues, for example, if somebody might die or get injured, you're breaking some kind of law. Those are reasons to halt a project, but not here. This is not what this is. Never dismiss, never kick the can down the road or just never do nothing. That's what this is. That means you're just going to continue doing what you're doing and ignore them. Never ignore anyone. Never go to your sponsor for help. Your sponsor should be the one that's helping you solve problems. They hired you to solve the problem, not them. 73. In the middle of a large infrastructure project, the project manager receives an external quality auditor highlighting several significant non-conformances. These issues, if not addressed, could impact the timeline and budget. What should you do to address these non-conformances effectively? Continue with the plan and monitor these non-conformances escalate. All right. Request sponsor to review the auditor's report. All right. Adjust the scope to account for identified non-conformances. Integrate the recommended corrective actions from the audit reports into the plan. All right. What is the best answer? Now, this question, when we wrote it, we noticed it's not all of these are going to be great choices, but you got to choose the best of the four. What did you guys get? Some of these didn't make sense at all. For example, don't do nothing. Continue with the current plan and monitor. This is literally doing nothing. Request this, never go to your sponsor, right? Never go to the sponsor. The only time you go to your sponsor is for an approval or disapproval. You shouldn't go to your sponsor for guidance on how to manage a project. Remember, they hired you for that, not them. Never adjust the scope like that. The scope is probably going to require some kind of change request if it's a traditional, or only the product owner can add to the product backlog if you change an agile scope. Definitely not that. Integrate these, yes. You notice you receive a report that highlight non-confirmed. These are not addressed, could impact. The best answer here is D of these 4. Now, I left this like this because I want you guys to point out, I'm going to point out something critical. This isn't a test of choose the correct answer. It's choose the best of the 4. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't like D. D kind of suck. Yeah, but it's the least of the suckiest answer. Remember, it's a game of 4 choices. It's a game of what is the best of the 4. None of them have to be correct. It's just that one has to be more correct than the other 3. One has to be the least of the suckiest answer, if you know what I mean. The other 3, A, B, and C, you would probably never do. But you're probably saying, hey, Andrew, it doesn't say in the question that it doesn't include the corrective actions in a report. You're absolutely right, but that's still D is still better than A, B, and C, if you know what I mean. Question 74. A project manager is preparing to oversee the development of a new mobile application. During a stakeholder meeting, a senior executive expresses concern that the project may not align with the strategic goals of the organization. The project manager needs to address this concern to ensure continued support and alignment. What should you do next? Reassure the executive that the team is capable of delivering the project on time and within budget. Review the project alignment with the strategic goals. Schedule a follow-up meeting with the executive to discuss project benefits in more detail. Conduct a performance review of the project team to identify any areas for improvement. Now, let's take a look at this. You notice this stakeholder is saying, hey, this project is not aligned with our goals. So what should you do next? Well, here's what you do next. Maybe you should analyze to see if it is aligned with the strategic goal before taking any action. A is something you don't want to do. This is you're saying, yes, it is. It's already aligned. Don't worry about it. This is doing nothing. Never do nothing. Schedule a follow-up meeting. You know what? I would probably do B, then I would do C. Understand, does it really meet it? Maybe it's something you should review. And notice you're preparing. So it's like you're in the beginning of this thing. Conduct a performance review of the team. You haven't really basically started this project yet, so I'm not sure why you're doing that. Best answer is B. 75. A project manager is working on a government infrastructure project that requires strict compliance with company standards. During a routine review, the project manager discovers that some activities may not meet the required standards. What should you do? Halt all activities until a full compliance review is conducted. Okay. Update the project plan to include additional quality checks. All right. Notify regulatory authorities with non-compliance activities. Conduct a root cause to identify the reasons for non-compliance and implement corrective actions. If you've been following along in this video, this one should be pretty easy. You notice that, first of all, it's not that the project is not meeting the compliance. It's not like it's 100% doing that. It does say may. So watch the keywords. And that brings the answer to identify. If it wasn't meeting the compliance and you're doing something against the law, I would have probably said maybe A is best. But you should never work against the law, by the way. If a project is doing something and it's against the law, people may get hurt or somebody might go to jail, you should probably stop it. But if something might be happening, just don't pull the project like that. Analyze it to see what's going on. And then if you find it, maybe then you do that. Update the plan. Not yet. Analyze it to see what the corrective actions are. Don't go notify of potential non-compliance. If you go to the regulators and you say, hey, there's some potential things, they're going to say, can you make sure before you let us know? 76. During the construction of a new building, the project manager learns that unforeseen geological issues will significantly increase the cost beyond the budget. What should you do next? Adjust the timeline to reduce labor costs. Okay. Consult with a geological technician for a more cost-effective solution. Implement a phased construction. Analyze the situation. Consider all possible Follow the mindset on this one. This one does have 2 good answers. The best answer here is to analyze the situation. Hey, use the mindset on this one. Never adjust the timeline like that. Probably requires a change request. Implement a phase approach. I'm not sure how that's going to save money. Consult with although I think D and B were good answers. It's just that this here is a more incompressing answer. It has more, it pulls more into it than B does. 77. As the project manager overseeing the rollout of a new IT systems, it's discovered halfway through the fiscal year that several critical software enhancements funded by this year's budget will not be completed on schedule. These enhancements were initiated based on mid-year changes and are critical for the success. What should you do first? Initiate a review of the scope to identify areas for schedule acceleration. Okay. Collaborate a team to assess the project deliverable and focus on critical enhancements. Okay. Engage with sponsor to adjust expectations and secure support for external timelines. Communicate the progress and adjust the timelines for these enhancements to the finance department. Now, this one has 2 good answers also. Best answer here, don't forget. What are you going to do first? Best answer here is going to be work with your team. Now, initiate a review of the scope to identify areas for schedule acceleration. That's not something you're going to be able to do by yourself. The team is going to have to help you do that. Engage with and adjust their expectations. Although that sounds okay, this is the second best answer. That sounds okay. And secure supporting of the extended deadlines, that may not be okay to them. They don't want it to be extended. You don't want to just work with the finance department. You got to work with your customers on this, making this the best answer. Who is the best people to tell you how to implement a change? The team. Who's the best people to tell you how to fix something? The team. Who's the best person to give you problems to your solution? The team. Making B the best answer. 78. In the midst of a major software development project, the project manager is preparing for an upcoming executive in-depth review. The project manager must present how the project's progress is being tracked and measured to the executive team, who are keen to understand how effectively the project is being managed. So they want to know how it's being tracked and measured. What should the project manager focus on in their presentation? For the executive review. Provide a detailed report on team productivity and individual contributions. Compile EVM metrics, including the SV, CV, for a comprehensive review. Discuss the implementation of the new project management tool and its impact on project efficiency. Outline the risk encountered so far in the mitigation strategies. This one I thought was pretty straightforward. If you know EVM, if you know what SV and CV stood for, it was a pretty easy question because if you notice, EV or EVM allows you to measure the performance of your project. If you notice, these questions, you really don't need to know the formulas, but you need to understand what they are. Productivity and individual contribution wouldn't tell you how the project is being measured. Measured generally means you're measuring time and cost. It's generally what you measure the most. I'm not sure what this implementation tool is going to help us measure and track. So is risk. The best thing here, what do we measure on a project, guys? Time and money. 79. Leading a new agile global environmental conservation project, the project manager oversees a diverse team distributed across several continents. Recognizing the diverse cultural backgrounds within the team, the project manager aims to foster unity and effective collaboration. What is the most effective action for the project manager to enhance team integration? Organize a series of cross-functional training for all teams to educate them about cultural differences. Okay. Set up a digital collaboration space for team members to share personal and professional updates. All right. Arrange for monthly face-to-face retreats. All right. Encourage open communication and demonstrate common team ability and their contributions. 2 good answers on this one, right? I know you're stuck between 2. I didn't make this question. My team member did, and I was kind of stuck between 2 myself. What 2 were you stuck between? Was it A and D? Because that's what I was. All right, I'm going to eliminate the bad ones. Okay, this is a monthly face-to-face is probably not doable. It is not a project where you just have a few. Notice it's a global conservation project, and it's team distributed across the globe. Maybe not feasible. A digital collaboration space is not just for people to share. This is giving away the work to them. I liked A. Series of cross for all teamers, educate them about cultural differences. You could do that, or you can encourage open communication and let the team work together. You know, if you're the key here, if you're wondering, why is it A? Because there's a key word in the question, agile. Remember something, on an agile project, you're a servant leader. The team is a self-directing, self-managing team. And what you need to do is sometimes as a servant leader, you need to step back and let the team figure out ways. You don't want it to get out of hands. Maybe if it gets out of hand, maybe then you would do A. But them have confidence in the team ability to keep on progressing and encourage that open line of communication. That would be best. Versus you coming up with a solution. See the difference? In D, you're letting the team figure it out, come up with a solution. In A, you're giving them the solution. Trick question, by the way. 80. At the onset of a healthcare software upgrade project, the client emphasizes that the enhancements are critical to improving patient care and operational efficiency, potentially affecting the healthcare provider's reputation and financial performance. The client is eager to see improvements implemented in the shortest time frame. What should the project manager do? Utilize agile methodologies to ensure rapid delivery of high priority features, all right? Implement a waterfall method to automate testing, okay? Establish a dedicated task force, focus on critical system upgrades first, all right? Conduct a series of stakeholder workshops to prioritize software enhancement based on impact. The best answer here, guys, notice this project has just started. And it's a software development project. This project is ripe for agile. Why? Because you notice there are things that they want first. They want to see the improvement implemented. The good thing about agile, especially Scrum, is that you get the most important features first. Waterfall is not going to be something that's going to be done in the shortest time frame. That takes the longest. A dedicated task focus on critical. The only person that can tell you the critical is the customers themselves, product owner. Conduct a series of stages to prioritize software based. This is going to be done by the product owner. Making A the best answer. Okay, hopefully, guys, this set was not too difficult for you. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you enjoy these videos, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want more questions like this, don't forget we're up to 80. So there was 1 to 80 here, 1 to 70. You can check out on the channel here. If you want more questions like this, check the link below for the TIA simulator, which is going to be the closest you can get to the actual test. Nearly 1,000 questions like this, and about 400 of them have video explanations like I'm doing here. It's not that expensive. It's a great value, and tons of my students are utilizing it right now to pass their exam. So go and check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.